The speech from the throne is today laying out the Kenney government's plans for this session of the legislature. One thing we do know for sure, the government is expected to table Bill 1, an act to repeal the carbon tax, this afternoon. Premier Kenney has promised the new legislation will take effect by May 30th. Kenney says ending the tax that was put in place by the former NDP government will put about $1.4 billion a year back into the pockets of taxpayers. Global News Radio's Danielle Smith from 770 CHQR joins us now to continue this conversation. Danielle, Kenney promised to scrap the carbon tax, but won't this federal carbon tax just get imposed on us now instead?
I really don't know, because it's not a slam dunk that it will be, especially the Canadian Taxpayers Federation has been doing some good work looking at comparisons between provinces. And it turns out the federal government has cut a couple of deals with a couple of provinces on different matters. So there's lower fuel taxes in some jurisdictions. In Nova Scotia, they don't have a tax on home heating at all. And we also have, he's going to retain the $20 per ton carbon tax on big emitters, which comprises 60% of emissions. So the question would be are they going to say, well, we need to fill the gap and then have some discussion about how to fill the gap? Or will our carbon tax on big emitters be seen to be sufficient? I don't think it's obvious what the next step is going to be, but we'll certainly find out once the bill gets proclaimed into law in May. The other part of there's sort of two things that I find interesting about looking forward today to the throne speech. One is, and it's the issue the NDP has brought up, if you're going to eliminate the climate leadership plan and the aspects of it, what are you going to put in its place? What is the plan to reduce greenhouse gas emissions? We haven't seen one at the federal level to get an indication of which way Andrew Scheer is going, as maybe an indication of where we're going here. And so that is going to be hopefully something we will see in other legislation coming forward. And the second will be to compare this throne speech with the one that we heard just before the election, because the NDP mapped out what their agenda was going to be should they be reelected. Now we'll be able to see where there's overlap and where there's also clear contrast. And so I think that will be something to look forward. Plus, we only know about 3 of the bills that are coming forward today. And the UCP has said that they've got 12 coming forward. So we've got 9 other bills that I don't think anybody even knows what is coming. They've called this the summer of repeal. They've identified the 3 big areas that they want to do repeal on, but I think we'll get a bit of a sneak peek today about what else is coming.
Yeah, you made a good point about the other throne speech we heard pre-election. I didn't think about that. Thanks, Danielle.
Yeah, my pleasure.